Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shep. Really, really appreciate you being here. It's past our bedtime, both of us, so. I want to thank David and Steve. I want to thank Ari. I also want to thank Matthew and Tracy and Lauren and all of the people who really make this whole organization run and work, so thank you all. Thank you, Eitan, for having us on your tennis court. Truth be told, I feel very, very humbled to be here. I really didn't want to accept this award. And it's not because I'm not grateful. I am very, very grateful. But I feel overwhelmed, as many of us do, since October 7th. I took my oldest son to college this week as my family is sleeping in bomb shelters in Israel. And, that contrast is what many of us are feeling, for this entire year. CCFP was obviously founded over a decade ago. I've known about their work for many years, but I do admit that it wasn't until October 7th that the work of CCFP became an integral part of my daily life and continues to be. I really want to take this opportunity, sorry, I'm very emotional. I want to take this opportunity to thank Ari, our Lion of Judah. I can't see anything, but I know he's out there. Oh, there he is. I want to thank you, Ari, so much. And I want to thank everyone at CCFP in general for the support that has given me the ability to stand strong in the face of intimidation, threats, hatred, and ignorance. I want to highlight a few of the components of CCFP that I most appreciate. Education is the first. While we don't all have to agree on everything, and this wouldn't be a proper conversation about Jews if we did, CCFP provides for so many of us a thorough perspective on the goings-on in Israel, for us as entertainers and industry folks far away from Israel. Ari used to send emails twice a day after October 7th. His emails were the first thing I read when I woke up in the morning, and I tucked myself into bed with Ari's catalog of the goings-on of the day. These thorough emails, which are now a pretty much daily occurrence, not twice daily, but that's okay. They're full of everything from what's going on at all of the borders to the hostage crisis to campuses all around the world, and detailing everyone who's experiencing anti-Semitism and terror. I mourn the life of every soldier that Ari tells me has fallen. I've been afraid I might see one of my cousins or their children listed and pictured. But no matter what, I check the names in these emails, and I check their hometowns to see if I might know someone who knows them. I don't feel flooded by this information. I do sometimes skip the sections on the specific border details and the military strategy. He really likes to get into that. But I feel comforted by the information that exists, and I'm so grateful that it exists in this format. The second thing that I want to thank CCFP for is nuance. What's so lacking in the discourse surrounding Israel and Jewish identity is nuance, due significantly to the fact that people are getting their news in social media snippets in formats which simply do not allow for nuance. I appreciate the nuance with which CCFP tackles issues and helps us communicate them to the public. The Talmud reminds us that when we think we are right, that's precisely when we are wrong. It's okay for things to not be clear as long as we're able to engage with intellectual curiosity and rigor so that we can have intelligent and nuanced conversations with those with differing viewpoints. I believe that's the way through this, to continue to understand our position, to advocate for the Jewish people and Israel, and to be a light among nations. The third thing is action. Many of us have felt truly helpless as public voices for Israel since October 7th, especially those of us who have chosen to try and communicate some of the nuances involved. It can feel endlessly exhausting and pointless to combat online haters, bots, and trolls. Incidentally, that's Ari and my band's name, is Online Haters, Bots, and Trolls. And CCFP has provided many of us a platform to sign petitions that get noticed by the larger community and open up conversations about BDS, about the disproportionate focus on Israel in the global world court, and the importance of bringing the hostages home. And finally, community. One of the most unexpected aspects of the fallout of October 7th is an aspect of isolation. For over a decade, I've used social media as an educational entertainment tool. It's actually called infotainment. I have a reach of approximately 15 million people, and my podcast has 60 million downloads. And yet, post-October 7th, as a Zionist, as a liberal Zionist, as someone who loves Israel, as someone with family in Israel on every side of the political color wheel, my place on social media and in the public all of a sudden felt like a weapon that I did not know how to brandish. I felt completely isolated. I am so grateful that CCFP has given me all of these folks navigating this with a similar sense of obligation to Zionist values, a loyalty to Israel, and a belief that we can make a difference if we continue to express our views in nuanced and intellectually rigorous ways. I never in my life imagined that I would be in a position to fight for the right of Israel to exist. I never imagined I would need the kind of support that CCFP provides. I'm very, very humbled to be recognized for my advocacy. As I said, I'm a liberal Zionist, I'm a lover of peace, I'm the child of civil rights activists, but I'm simply one of many trying to figure out where we belong and how in a world that feels truly upside down. Really want to thank you all for being here, and I want you to know how much your support of CCFP allows so many of us to stand up to hate and to discrimination and to intimidation. As Ari ends many of his emails, Am Yisrael Chai, glory to the Hebrews.